that portrait that's there, the lower part of the altar, was just given to me. It's a print of someone's personal artwork they gave to me just exactly a week ago. And that face is more or less the face that I see in my mind when I think about Ram Dass. And it's something that especially started after he died, after he dropped his body, where it felt like there was this permission slip where I could have as intimate of a relationship with him as I wanted. And the honest truth is I feel closer to him now than even when I lived with him. So that's why I relate so much to people that never met him but just feel so connected, because it's like, yeah, me too. But when I look at that picture, or I have his face in my mind, what it does to my heart is just indescribable. And in those moments, there's really no difference or separation for me in terms of my relationship with Neem Karoli Baba. I know on one level they're different beings, and but just in my heart, in my core relationship, it's just synonymous. And my time with him is a part of what opened me into that. But honestly, when I sit and I hear stories, when I hear Connor's story, it brings me into that love. Yeah, it just brings me right there. When, not the first time I met him, but when I had my one-on-one, I don't know exactly how long, somewhere between 20 and 40 minutes of just silence, and just staring at each other's eyes. And that wasn't something that I was necessarily comfortable with, but in that moment, there was no anxiety, there was no nothing. It was just pure presence. And it was like his presence was so deep that me, even with my neurotic mind and just all the myriad thoughts, it could just settle in that presence. Right? It was a shared presence, but there was a certain weight in the being I was with. And I had this kind of really profound and also rather confusing encounter with Christ about a year and some months before that. And I told him my whole story. And after this long silence where it just felt like swimming in love, the very first words that he said, breaking the silence, are, "You are Jesus and Maharaji." And in that moment, I knew the truth of what that meant, and my honest response was, "So are you." And then we were just there in that space of just like God meeting God, and the fact that a being could pull me into that space, right? Without any drugs, without any meditation, just presence. That moment, that moment was the gift of a lifetime. Yeah, it's like everything I'm doing now is just integrating that in different ways. Yeah, all the ways that my mind convinces me I'm not that. It just one moment, can change everything.